unions. Labor unions are actually, I believe it's actually the teachers union is the highest contributor to federal elections. So you can't separate those two. And I think it comes back to the fundamental of where we're at today in terms of the founding fathers never envisioned we would be where we're at today, and the amount of money that's involved in the lobbying section. I think with healthcare, it was somewhere around $12 million a day in terms of lobbying efforts. And being that the election reform came down through the Supreme Court, I think it'd be hard to go back. So I'm back to the opinion of where I started out earlier this evening. The only way to get some semblance of control is through term limits. You're gonna restrict the power that an individual can acquire while in Washington, and a balanced budget to siphon the power, the money, where it comes from. So it really comes down to those two things. I think there's the only answer we have as Americans to get some control over the electoral process.
Thank you. John?
Yes, again, in a free enterprise system, if we start having too many regulations, and I was just hearing again on the news, they were saying that Target's helping supplement one of the guys running for governor, and some of his opponents were against it. Again, I think if we're in a free enterprise system and we have less regulations, we're not going to go around saying, no, they can't do that. And some of the groups, again, I won't go into the details who's on which side, but in our free enterprise in America, everybody has the right to flex their vote, and also if they have money to contribute if they want, I believe. So I would not say, oh yeah, well, we'll restrict this one group, but we won't restrict the other. So to me, it's just basic common sense. As long as we're in a free enterprise system, we need to let free enterprise work, and money talks, we all know that. But also, I still think the public are wise. That's why they wanted the people to get a right to vote, and our founding fathers, and let's let them make the judgments. And even these attack commercials, if the people want to believe them, that's up to the people. Let's leave it up to the people to vote. But again, if you have strong strength in what you're running for, and you have strong courage, and you have strong abilities, then I think you can win out, and that we just need to support free enterprise and let the election process take its place.
Thank you. Tom?
I'm surprised that my colleagues here haven't addressed the most critical issue. It's the First Amendment. I've got the right to associate with who I want and support who I want. So no, I applaud the Supreme Court decision. I was stunned it wasn't 9-0. The biggest problem we have in all elections are special interests. Big labor unions like Joe and others talk about, SEIU, ACORN, these are corrupt criminal organizations who they know are producing false registrations. We need to require, and it's federal and state law requires the voter registration to be purged against Social Security and driver's license. They're not doing it nationwide. The Democrats made a major push to take over the Secretary of State's offices, and they've been effective. That's critical. They must do their job or they need to be arrested. As far as special interests and lobbyists, if you spend any time working for any member of Congress or you're a member of Congress, you must be restricted from addressing or approaching a member of Congress for an extended period of time. That's where the corruption begins. It's not because somebody's got a little grocery store wants to give Tommy 10 grand to run for Congress. By having these restrictions, you guarantee only special interests and very wealthy people that can afford to run. I respectfully yield the rest of my time.
Rusty?
And I'd be glad to help you with that time. You said that you believed in the First Amendment, but then you decry lobbyists. I'm a lobbyist. I represent the Arizona Rock Products Association. 7,000 hardworking blue-collar men and women who can't take the time off work to go down to the legislature, or to the county board of supervisors, or to the city manager's office, and so they hire someone to go do it for them. They can associate with whom they want, and that person can speak for them. And if he doesn't speak how that particular group believes, then they fire him and get someone who speaks for them. So, hey, this school right here has a lobbyist. The grocery department,